up, brohams? This is Colonel Twerkins, and today's video is going to be about how to report hackers in contract wars. So many people have been complaining about hackers recently and posting pictures of scores on Facebook trying to alert the devs. This is not the way that you get people banned, and because people think it is the way is the reason why so many people don't get banned. First of all, let me say, if you want someone to be banned because they are hacking, then you should not be lazy when it comes to reporting them. You can't cry about it and then not take the proper steps to resolve the problems. So your first step is to enter into spectator mode. Simply enter the match or press M on your keyboard and click spectator. If you are currently in a match and this option is not available to you, then simply leave the match, click on the game browser button, then click connect to be placed back into the game that you were in. Upon entering the game, click spectator, and once you're in, it's very simple. Click the middle mouse button to enter into individual player spectator mode, then hit the spacebar until you come to the player that you are suspecting of hacking. Now, all you have to do is hold down the right mouse button and move the mouse to activate the camera, which you can drag right, left, up, and down to change the angles. The best angle is one that is right behind the player and zoomed in, which you can do by rolling your mouse wheel. Once you do this, you can then get in for a good, almost first-person look at what the player is doing. If that player dies, then you simply need to repeat the process. Things you would be looking for are shooting through rocks, buildings, or anything else that may look out of the ordinary. Remember, some guns can shoot through walls, especially most guns from close range. The way that you know that they are hacking by doing that is that they move automatically when enemies spawn there or move through that area. How you know is that the hacker follows them and knows where they are even before they could possibly be seen. Other ways are watching them make kills through bushes. The only way that they could see through bushes with thermal goggles is through spaces between the leaves. A clump of bushes are not see-through at all. You can also watch out for the respawn, and usually there are good players who know where someone's going to respawn and can go in that direction. But a hacker will see the enemy respawn and go right to the exact point where they're going to be, or automatically start shooting through walls and other objects, or just in that specific direction, because they can see them. For people who are inexperienced with using hacks, they will often see people through objects, but they don't realize that objects like rocks, etc. are there because they are at a far distance and the hack only highlights the enemy. So what ends up happening is they tend to shoot at those objects thinking they're going to hit that person, yet they don't. Now, the reason that you need this kind of proof is because there are a number of things that a person could be using that may make it seem like they're hacking. The first thing they could use is skills. Not skill points, but the skills of the player. What does that mean? It means the player has skill and knowledge of the map. They know how to flank, they know how to play the objective, and they also know how to anticipate a spawn. When you see players moving into the enemy spawn and they kill out the rest of the enemy, then you should know automatically that the spawn is about to change. So you should move and change position and get ready for the next enemy wave. The next thing is skill points. People can have things like armor detection, attention, guaranteed detection from the sniper tree, or analyst 1, 2, and 3 and shadow training out of the scout tree that allows them to see when someone has armor, is nearby, totally quiets their steps, or how much health they have. Those kind of skills are triggered constantly throughout a game and last long enough that if you are in or near a spawn, you'll be able to notice the enemies and take out as many as you can. So having the recorded proof is something that will work better for you than just taking snapshots of scores at the end of a game. You can also look up that player, and if they are not blocking their profile, you can look at their stats. Things like how many wins versus how many losses, how many double headshots or headshots. The higher the ratio of double headshots is sometimes a clue. Also their accuracy and how many pro kills they have. None of those stats by themselves can prove that someone is a hacker. It's usually a combination, and it's a combination that will do nothing more than place a solid suspicion, and it's not necessarily proof. So once again, video proof is always the best proof. Some people wonder why the devs do not do this themselves, but the truth is they do it. They just don't have the time to do it every day. These people have lots of work, jobs, and lives to live as well. It is totally unfair of you as a player to expect them to constantly be watching the servers every single day. Everyone deserves time to themselves. Everyone deserves to have a life. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And if you would please like and support me by subscribing to become part of the Broham Nation, I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.